Hello friends and strangers, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is sponsored by this massive pimple on my cheek, so thanks. Today we're going to be doing drag makeup on a budget because that is my brand now. I'm going to start with my primer real quick. I showed you it in the last video, but in case you didn't see, it is the Body Shop Tea Tree Imperfection Daily Solution. Again, same as last video, I will be putting all the links to everything I use in the description so you can see them all there. But for now, I'm just going to put this on my face off camera, rub it in, let it dry, and then I'll come back to do my base because the base for this is very, very different for the base for an e-girl. So yeah. Now that my primer's on, the very, very first thing I'm going to do is get a glue stick and just glue my eyebrows up, which is what pretty much all drag queens do. If you've ever seen like RuPaul's Drag Race or RuPaul's Drag Race UK, then you'll know that, yeah, that's what they do. First things first, because it's really hard to create the illusion of higher up brows or like put eyeshadow here when you've just got eyebrows in the way. So I'm gonna just glue them up. And the reason you glue them upwards is because you want them to be as flat as possible. Also, this is a look in itself, to be honest. I love the like bushy eyebrow look.
Okay, is it brushed eyebrows? Because I'm a fan, mate. Look, this is good. I support this.
And then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go in with this Revolution foundation stick. Basically what I do with this one is I just put it on in lieu of a concealer because it's way cheaper than most concealers and it really covers up pretty much everything you could need covered up. Now that my brows are dry, I'm gonna just go in with the concealer I mentioned a minute ago and just really go over them. This is such a look. Oh my god. What if I just left it like this? What if I was just like, yeah, this is the finished look now. You're welcome. It is important to note right now that I have never done drag makeup before. I was gonna practice on Monday. I filmed on a Thursday. I was gonna practice on Monday, but I was just so busy and I ran out of time because I had loads of stuff to do with uni. And so this is my practice run and also my final film. I mean, I could film later on in the day, but then the lighting wouldn't be as good. So you're just getting this. I'm so sorry. But what I'm gonna do with that is take my beauty blender and just pat it down. Again, what if I just said this is my final look now? You just, this is it. And then I'm gonna get my Stay Matte powder that I used last time, and I'm gonna get a big brush that I used last time. This is a U-Star brush. It is Superdrug's own brand. As you can see, this one has been chewed by my cat. So thank you so much, Penguin, for that one. But I'm just gonna use this to really pat down and make that as matte as possible. What you would usually be using right now is a translucent setting powder. I do have that, but I have no idea where it's gone. So we're not using that today because I didn't have time to go buy a new one, and also I don't have the funds to go buy a new one. So we're using this instead. It's on a budget. Most people on a budget wouldn't have extra for a translucent setting powder anyway. So in reality, I'm helping. Well, this feels horrible, and I don't think I can move my forehead anymore, but that's pretty much as good as they're gonna get covered for now. They will get covered more when we put foundation on. But the key thing with a drag queen is to really know where to put your concealer. They have very specific spots that they want highlighted and spots that they want dark because they're all about like contouring to perfection. So you wanna put some concealer down here because it's very important that your jawline and your like under cheek area is very, very light so that when you contour on the cheekbone, it looks way darker than usual. So just gonna swipe on some concealer down there. It's also important to have a bit in the middle of your nose and on the apples of your cheeks. And then from there, we can just blend that nicely with my beauty blender once again. Don't forget to go under your jawline. You will be defining that later on. But for now, it is important to get that blended in, especially when you're like me and you have more than one chin. Well, now that I'm terrifying, that is that bit done. This is quite possibly the most horrible I've ever looked. So today I am using the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 25-hour foundation. I'm using 201 Classic Beige. It is a tad too dark for my skin because usually I do have a fake tan, so it does make sense there. But yeah, at the minute I don't, so it's a bit too dark. But that actually works out very well here because we're not going to put it so heavily on the contour. It will make the darker bits look darker as well as covering up those eyebrows nicely. So I'm going to do that off camera because once again, you don't need to see me just hitting my face with a sponge. But when I come back, you'll see what that looks like. So once that's done and you're all nice and shiny, you want to just take the matte powder once again and just pat it on very gently. Again, this is on a budget, so I'm doing it as if we did not have a translucent powder because I don't know where it's gone. But if you do have that, and it is in your budget, then please feel free to use it. You would use it on these areas, here and here. Now that that's all done and your eyebrows are looking much more invisible, you can get straight on with the contour. Now the contour is a very, very important part of a drag queen's look, arguably the most important part after the eye makeup, obviously. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this natural bronzer from Rimmel London. It's the same as the matte one, but it's a bronzer obviously, and I'm going to grab this brush. This is from Primark, I believe, or maybe Boots, I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab this, get the powder on it nice and strong, and literally just go in with a big sweep. Now you can see it building already. Don't worry, we are gonna go in with another brush to make it more defined, but for now we are gonna stick to this. Once your cheekbones are nice and dark, don't worry about mine, they are symmetrical, but the lighting in here is confusing because the light's all coming from this side. So once they are nice and symmetrical, you want to go in and really define your jawline. So this whole double chin basically needs to disappear. I'm sure most of you will not have double chins, but I do, and I want it gone. You see, it's like nearly disappeared already. This is a good life hack just in general. Like, you will look a bit silly if you're in natural lighting, but if you're in like the club or like at a bar, then this will get rid of that second chin quite nicely and just make it look like a shadow. Then you're just going to go in quite gently along your hairline in small circular motions. You basically want to create a glow around your face. Now that that's done, we're going to go in with this proper brush. This is by Moda. I'm sure you can get a dupe at Primark or Boots or anywhere really, because these were a birthday present, so I don't know how expensive they were. But basically you want to go in with that and really just define that line right where your cheekbone is. So if you go like this, you'll see that I'm following it along perfectly. Like that. So yeah, and then you're gonna just touch up any areas you think need touching up, and then with your powder, once again, you're gonna set the areas away from where you've contoured. So, for example, I'm gonna put lots more down here to emphasize that it's like not contoured, I suppose. Forgot the word. Straight down the middle of your nose, as I said before. Don't worry about the little button nose line you created because that will not disappear, because it is supposed to look more like faint than the rest of your nose contour. And then just the apples of your cheeks where your blusher will go shortly. Now you want to go in with the blusher. I'm using the same brush I used in last week's video and the same palette, the Jolie Beauty Proud Palette. The link will be in the description, as well as my affiliate code, which will be up here on the screen. And I'm just going to dip into Freddy once again, which is this shade, because I think it creates the most natural blush shade. blow off the excess as always, and just go very, very lightly up where the top of your contour is and sort of in the corners there. The purpose of this is just to create that extra bit of definition along the contour line, and also just to really bring it out, because that is the point of being a drag queen, is having like super loud, super obvious makeup, and it is very cute and very awesome. I love drag queens looks. I think they're amazing. Now we're going to move on to the scariest bit, which is the eyes. I'm going to start by putting some neutral colored eyeshadow just over my eyebrows, just to make sure they're really, really gone before I start going in color. So I'm going to be using the Revolution palette again. It is the Flawless 3 Resurrection palette. That will be in the description too. And I'm going to dip into this shade and this shade here just to get them really covered and really defined. I'm just going to use like a small brush like this one. Just go in pretty heavy. You want it to be quite loose, and then just pat it over to make sure that they are well and truly covered up. At this point, I can confirm there is so much product on my eyebrows that I can now no longer feel them, but that is good. That is the point. And now I'm going to go in with my actual eyeshadow. So this is the scariest bit. I have got a reference picture over here, which I will just pop up on the screen now. I'm not going to be following it perfectly because that's, you know, this is about me creating my own look and, you know, you guys having your own look, but I will be following it quite closely because I'm scared. And I'm going to be using the Proud palette once again, and I think I'm going to go in with the colour Alok, which is this very dark blue. And basically what I'm going to be doing is creating like almost like a cut crease for myself. So we're going to stay very, very much above the eyeline crease, and just really putting it on there. Don't worry if it looks messy, because you will have time to fix it later. And you want it to meet underneath, so you can just create yourself a nice little angled line like so that it almost creates that like wing shape for you, which is quite nice, to be honest, because then you don't have to worry about creating it yourself. And that's that bit done. And then after that, I am going to go in with that's upside down. I'm going to go in with Graham, because I know the reference photo I showed you was pink, but I do pink eyeshadow quite literally every day, and quite frankly I've had enough of it. So same brush, just gonna go over the top of that. This is getting into eyebrow territory now. Don't panic, don't worry, it will be okay. You will get through this. Now, obviously the eyeshadow will stick to the eyebrow much better than it sticks to the eyelid underneath, because it's got glue on it. But what you can do to stop that is literally just focus on those underneath bits a bit more, you know? Treat them nicely. That is also why we're doing dark colours, because why not? Like I said a minute ago, really don't be afraid of it looking messy, because it will in this starting stage before you've blended and sculpted and defined everything. It is gonna look just like a fucking hot mess, and that's okay, because why not look like that? We're gonna go in with a little bit more Graham and just really gently pack it under the eye so that it blends quite nicely with that previous colour that's under there. I'm gonna go in with this colour Steven right here. It is a very light pink, and I'm just gonna do that on top of the eyebrow just to create that nice transition shade between that and the colour that will be lining my eyebrows, which will be like a shimmery, glittery colour. So now, before fixing all of that, I am going to do my eyebrows real quick. I'm going to do them in a dark brown colour. I know that the reference photo I showed you had them in blue, but I'm just not going to do that because I don't feel like it. So first things first, we want to take a teeny tiny bit of concealer and we want to sculpt this bit right here to make a nice brow bone. So we're just going to go over it like that. You are gonna look real angry for a minute, and that's fine. That is how it's supposed to look, I promise. And then you can go back in with your beauty blender and just, once that is done and you've created that sort of line to make the eyeshadow, eyebrow, you know what I mean. I'm gonna go in with this dark brown right here, just the bottom line of your eyebrow like so, and go ahead and do that on the other one as well. Make sure to press real lightly so that the glue doesn't come up, because that's what's just happened to me. Okay, so now I've got those. I can go in with a much lighter color, and I will be using that one. Once again, it's upside down, sorry. And I will just be creating a very feathered look. I'm taking inspiration from this drag queen right here,
Sasha Velour.
I think her eyebrows always look very, very cool, and I really like that. And then you want to make a thick, well, you might not want to. I want to make a thick arch. This is going to feel like it's quite tricky because you have got so much product on your face up there already. But don't panic, just take it slow and pat gently. That was just to lay the base using a brush and powder, and now you can go in with a brown pencil and make it look nice and sharp and tidy. So I'm going to go in with this sleek eyebrow stylist 2-in-1. It's got a little spoolie on this end and a pencil on this end, and the pencil is what I'm going to be using just to really sharpen everything up. And of course, this will not be difficult to draw over the product that you've got on your face already. So I'm just going to go do that off camera, tidy everything up, and then come back to finish my eyeshadow. Now that they're done and looking fucking dreadful, we can move back on to the eyeshadow. So we want to make sure this brow crease that we've just created is covered with something kind of glittery, kind of shimmery. So I have got my Bomb.com palette. If you're wondering why there isn't a mirror here, it's because my cat sat on it and the mirror broke, so I took it out. And yeah, so thanks, Penguin. So I'm going to be using this colour up here. It is called Sugar. It is literally just white glitter. It's really cute, really nice. And I'm going to be using that on top of this shimmery, pinkish, whitish one there. So I'm just gonna chuck that on right now using a fluffy brush. I'm gonna go for this one, which is one of the Lorac brushes I put in the last video. I'm just gonna dip into that and pat it on nicely. So once you're satisfied with that, and remember you haven't gone and finished the rest yet, so don't panic, you can go in with your Bomb.com palette and just grab a little tiny brush. I'm going to be using this one from the Lorac series. Grab some of that sugar and just pack it on in this brow bone. This is a aqua face paint kit that I got from a Halloween store. I'm sure I can find it on Amazon, so I'll link that for you down below. And what you just need to do is you need to take a wet brush. You want to create yourself a nice crease there so that you can really see where the white is supposed to be. And then I'm just going to go down here into the corner of my eye with that same color. So now that my eyes are once again not twins, not sisters, but mortal enemies that want to look nothing like each other, I can just put some eyeliner on, and then I'll do my lips, and then I'm finally finished, because this has turned out horribly. Now, in fact, I love the way my cheeks look, and I'm gonna start doing my contour like this more often. Obviously not as heavy, but you know, like more up here, whereas before I would do it down here. But yeah, just gonna chuck some eyeliner on, do my hair nicely, do my lips, add on a few fake beauty marks, especially to cover up this pimple that will just not go away. And then, yeah, I will be finished. Hooray! So what we're gonna do with the eyeliner is just go right in from the corner of your eye. I am once again using the Rimmel Lasting Drama one. And yeah, so right from the corner. So that's my eyeliner for this side done. I don't hate it anymore, actually. I hate this, but I don't hate the eyeliner. So I'll just do the other eye and swipe on some mascara. Then I'm gonna use the same lashes I used last time, the SOSU ones from Primark. I'll link them in the description again. See. And then we'll be finished once I've done my lips. The eyelashes are on. I'm just gonna do my lips now. I've fully given the fuck up with all of this. I'll use my Claire's highlighter, create some nice highlight. Do you know my other idea for today's video was gonna be a romantic Valentine's Day look, and I was like, nah, because by the time I post this, Valentine's Day will be over, so it's not gonna help anyone. I think this is gonna help anyone. To be fair though, to myself, the contour looks pretty fucking cool, and the eyeliner I'm happy with. I'm gonna just use this pink lipstick from Primark. I'm not gonna try and overline my lips because I've given up. Look, now the pimple's cute. One up there. Okay. Is this cute? Is this what you thought you were gonna see when you clicked on this video? A mental breakdown. I mean, yeah, because I'm gonna put it in the title so I don't mislead anyone. If we go like this, then it's like hella cute, right? But then, oh. Okay. I'm gonna do my mandatory montage and then cry myself to sleep. Editing Laura here. I completely forgot to film an outro because I was so ready to be finished with that. So thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. My socials will be in the description as well as everything I've used. Okay, bye.